And now, Mike's thoughts.
Man Hour Nation, we have officially entered the NFL offseason. We have officially where grown-ass men, professional athletes, millionaires become child dumbasses. That is right, guys. We have entered the time of year where our brains from up here go to brains down here, and we start having 15 baby mamas, federal offenses, speeding, tickets, racing, and smoking that marijuana, all for a good time. Now, I am a grown-ass man. You guys are grown-ass people out there as well. These are 25, 26, 27, 30-year-old men out there in this NFL world. Be better. Talking to you, Stefon Diggs. Talking to you, Rashid Rice. Talking to you, Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. This is the time of year where we start seeing a lot of people's true emotions start to come out. Today's whole show is about people with larger-than-life egos. Stefon Diggs, James Pearce, Brian Flores. The list goes on and on and on. The truth of the matter is y'all need to slow down, baby. We need to start thinking with this head instead of this head, and bada bing, bada boom, this will be a great place. But guys, this is live, raw, uncut NFL talk. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest, nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Guys, welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you guys were with us today. Guys, before we jump into today's action, head over to manhourradio.com. There's where we find all exclusive merchandise, the fresh blogs, and everything's happening with the show. If you're rocking the Man Hour, guys, it's a spot to rep it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button so subscribers don't miss a live and after show. That's the easiest way to stay plugged into us. But if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, become a Big Sam Pundit. There's our members-only community. Get free entry to the weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and bonus live stream only the Picks and Pundits get. So if you guys want that next level access, guys, join the squad today. Remember, this is a live interactive show, so drop your thoughts, drop your opinions, and drop your hot takes in the comments down below, because I want to hear from you, average American boy. He says, what good? What's good, brother? Thank you for tuning in for another day. I'm so glad you become a fan of the Man Hour. I love our interactions each and every night, man. I'm so glad you are here. What's good with me? Dude, life is great. It is Friday. It's not bitter-ass cold outside. My yard is muddy as all get out. My dog loves playing in the water, but you know what? Everything else is pretty good. But what's good with you, man? What is good with you? I believe you said you were in Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. You guys got some tornadoes heading that way tomorrow or Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm a weather nerd at heart. If I could go back to college again, if I could go back to, I don't know, 15 years ago, I would become a meteorologist. I would become a storm chaser. I would be a live streamer chasing tornadoes. That's what I would do. That is what I would do. An average American boy says, I heard about the Diggs hearing. We're going to talk about Stefon Diggs. We're going to talk about the 5 baby mamas in 1 year and strangling of his chest. His chest. You did not cook my steak right. We're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. It says we love Friday nights. Listen, man, I love Friday nights too. I'm a high school football coach. I live for Friday night football. But I also love being here on Man Hour on Friday nights. Matter of fact, guys, I love being here each and every night because as Studio C finishes out, we're going to work on it more this weekend. It's supposed to be nice. We're going to put the trust tree right here. We got to hang the goats on the wall. We got Peyton Manning posters. We got Patrick Mahomes posters and Tom Brady posters. If you guys remember Studio B back at the old house, we got to get that set up. There's a whole second part of the studio for Sunday set up over there for me and my boy Shay. We are going to do a nice little pregame for you guys. And yeah, in Average American Sports, we got some bad weather coming to Louisiana. Now, I heard it's just supposed to rain. Potentially a couple of tornadoes unless things have changed in the last 24 hours since last I looked at the weather. But you know what? Don't be scared. Be prepared. Know that tornadoes are a possibility. Know that hail is a possibility. And you know what? I'm from Kansas. Do not start freaking out until the birds start falling out of the sky. Then you know the tornado's there. Then you can kiss your ass goodbye. and he says, how are the renovations coming along? I have not done shit to Studio C since January. January is so. If you go back to the live streams, back to footage in general, pre-Christmas, we had black walls, right? We were over there. We kicked this wall out another, I don't know, 12 feet-ish or so. So we have 24 feet of space here to work with. We are going to have a nice professional studio set up, hopefully by April to May-ish, right? Time has slowed down. Basketball for the boys are about over. We have 2 games left. Baseball doesn't start till April-ish. So March is we're going to get into it, and we are just going to start hammering out. My man John Setter's in the chase, a pigskin pundit.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
He says, no way. I finally get to catch a man hour, baby. John, we here, baby. And John, I don't know. So John is a part of our pigskin pundit group. He is in our pigskin pundit chat. But John, did you know that we're going to start talking a lot about the Detroit Lions? Probably starting about March, April is when we're going to start veering to those 8 teams that we've discussed, right? The pigskin pundit teams, right? So yeah, what's up, John? I have missed you, brother. Average American boy says, I got to clean up around my place, but I'm just too lazy to do it. Listen, man, us as men, we are okay with our own clutter. That's why you get a wife. I'm just kidding. I love my wife. I love my kids, but damn, they messy. I'm messy too, but you know what? My clutter is different from their clutter. Their clutter gets me mad and upset. Like, clean your room, boy. But me, I'm like, hey, you know what? Dish on the floor. Like, it is what it is. But you know who else got mad? Stefon Diggs got mad. Stefon Diggs said, you know what? Bring that ass here, boy, and let me choke you out. Well, allegedly. Allegedly. But man, our nation, buckle up, because today's headline is not about routes. It's not about touchdowns. It's not about highlight reels. It's about Stefon Diggs off the field issues. Imagine that. Guys, New England Patriots wide receiver pled not guilty to felony strangulation and other criminal charges connected to his alleged dispute with his personal chef. And yes, this story has layers upon layers upon layers. Just like that ham sandwich that did not get made by Stefon Diggs' chef. But Diggs appeared in district court on Friday after an arraignment that's been postponed so he could play Super Bowl 60. Now, according to court records, the alleged incident took place on December 2nd. The chef claims argument was about unpaid money. She alleges Diggs struck her and attempted to choke her. The incident was reported on December 16th. Pause right there. Happened on December 2nd. You didn't report it till December 16th? Were you trying to blackmail Stefon Diggs for the time being? Were you trying to get some dollar bills out of him? Was like, why didn't you go to the police right then and there? But you know what? That's a different story for a different day. Diggs' attorney, Mitchell Schuster, says Stefon Diggs categorically denies the allegations. Not partial, not cautiously. He says he didn't do it. He said he's completely innocent and confident he will be exonerated. Meanwhile, the Patriots released a statement. They support the Stefon Diggs. Now, we all know the Patriots have been down this road before. Is it too soon? Is it too soon? Aaron Hernandez, slow down, baby. Back it up a little bit. But let's pause right there. Because this is where things get complicated. Not legally, emotionally, publicly, narratively. Whether an athlete faces serious allegations, fans immediately split into 4 camps. He's innocent until proven guilty, they say. Okay, sure. Where's the smoke? There's fire. True. The team should suspend him. Yeah, slow down, baby. Let the legal process play out. Honestly, all of those reactions are predictable. But let's bring it back to football for a second, because this is Man Hour. This is live, raw, uncut NFL talk, and we talk about consequences, not gossip. If Diggs miss times, if the distractions mount, if the locker room feels tension, the impacts will be across the whole entire team New England Patriots landscape. Offensive chemistry will be messed up. They'll have media pressure. The team focus is shifted, and the franchise reputation is on the line as always. Mr. Robert Kraft likes those back massages with happy endings, but you know what? That doesn't matter because he's not a player. He's the owner. Guys, the Patriots are trying to build stability, identity, and momentum. Off the field controversy is the last thing you want to bring when your wide receiver run won like a storm cloud. But let's be adults about this. Yeah. Let's be adults about this. A charge is not a convention. An allegation is not proof. A denial is not innocence. Only fact dictated in the court will determine the truth. Everything else right now, noise, speculation, hot takes dressed as certainty. But here's the real conversation. Should the team publicly support mean anything before the case is resolved? Can a player truly stay focused when something like this is hanging over their head? And do fans react differently depending on which star is involved? Because let's be honest, it does matter. Because let's not pretend the reputation doesn't shape the reaction. It absolutely does. This story is far from over. The pre-trial hearing is scheduled for April 1st. More details will come, and more opinions will fly, and Man Hour Nation will get it to you when we do, because it's the offseason. We have nothing else better to do. But I want to hear from you, Man Hour Nation. Is it fair for the Patriots to publicly support Stefon Diggs right now, or should this team stay neutral until the legal process finishes? Guys, drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's debate it. Let's talk football most below, and let's talk about the reality of the situation. Guys, subscribe, hit the like button, and subscribe so we never miss a live interactive show at 7 p.m. East Coast time, youtube.com/manhour. I butchered that up to the T. But Man Hour Nation, let's get this right. John Peoples in the chat says, "What up, Man Hour Nation?"
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
What's up, Old Man River? Hope you're having a good day. An average American boy says, simply put, it does not add up. It doesn't add up, average American boy. If somebody was strangling me because they owe me money and they're mad and they're strangling me about it, on December 2nd, I would have walked my happy ass down in the courtroom. I would have, the police agent said, this motherfucker did this, and this. Give me my money. I would not wait 2 weeks for it. Now, obviously, we're going to read between the lines. Obviously, we're going to read each and everything and then dissect it thoroughly, right? Because 2 weeks tells me this. Stefon Diggs probably said, yeah, I do owe you money, but I have 5 baby mamas, 5 child supports, and a girlfriend named Cardi B that I'm sleeping around on, and she doesn't know about it yet. We're going to break up on the Super Bowl night. I don't have that money right now. Give me 2 weeks. Because we've all been down this road before. I mean, we borrowed money from friends. People have borrowed money from us, vice versa, right? And when we get a little tight, so let's say, average American boy, I give you $200. Boom. You need the money, whatever here is, pay your rent, get tires on your car, do what you got to do. Now, month goes by, 6 weeks go by, I get a tire blown on my car, and I know you owe me $200. Man, money's tight for me right now. Like, hey, brother, you got that $200? No, man, I just saw you out at the club. I saw you on Facebook posting what you, like, dude, you got the money. Just give it back to me. Right? There's that. And they're like, oh, no, give me six days. 6 days rolls by. Hey, man, pay up, brother. To me, that's probably what happened. Stefon Diggs like, look, I don't got a game this week, and I got a game next week. I got that check coming, then I'll let you get that bread. Bread never came. Then he went to the cops. That's probably what happened. John People says thinking he can buy his way out of it. Yes, 100%. 100% money talks. 100% money talks. Because let's look at this. We just talked about Deshaun Watson on Tuesday, right? Let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Everything was hunky-dory. Everything was flying high in Houston when he was getting the back massages with the happy endings and all, allegedly. All the happy endings and whatever. And then he got shipped off to Cleveland. And then all of a sudden, the girl's like, damn, my money's dried up. Oh, he raped me. He did this. Right? But then, what was it, 37 allegations? 0 of them were proven true? Now, how much did he pay to get that? Go away. But money buys your way out of it. And I honestly, that's what I think a lot of these professional athletes think they can do. Right? And Rashid Rice, yes, he did wrong. Yes, he admitted it. But you know what? Deep down, he's probably thinking, man, money will get me out of this. Here's a couple hundred $100,000. Shut up. Because let's just be honest, the average person, me, you, John Sedrin, average American boy, $100,000 could change our lives. It can make us a hell of a lot happier. So I'm just, yes, I do think he think money would buy out of it, right? Now, is that fair for us to think that and say that? Probably not, but you know what? It is what it is. John says he probably bribed her and didn't pay up why the delay? Nailed it. My man nailed it. John, you act like you've been around the block and done this a time or two. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is 100% what happened. Or the money wasn't enough. Because damn, I know a chef probably makes 6 figures at a nice restaurant. A personal chef for professional athletes, I'm assuming probably makes 6 figures, 120, 130, 140, 150, I don't know. Probably ask for that million. Give me that milli. Oh no, you got another baby mama on the way? Damn. Average American boy's like, poor Diggs. Stefon Diggs had everything. Not anymore. Not anymore. Average American boy says, I feel like he may be innocent. Why? Why? Was it because of the delay of the reporting? Is that why you think he's potentially innocent? Which makes sense, right? Because there have been situations when I've been in when marks are visible, you're going to get in trouble right then and there, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, whatever, at a bar, whatever. You're going to get in trouble right then and there. I was in a bar fight when I was in college. Marks were there. Shit happens, right? 2 weeks later, marks are gone. Then it comes down to he said, she said. Average American boy, the more I think about it, the more you might be right. Maybe. Who said extortion? John? Maybe she was trying to extort him. Maybe he wouldn't slide the little 4-headed monster into her vajayjay and he's like, he tried to strangle me. Could be. Average American boy says the Pats need to remain neutral. Let me turn this here. Not wrong. I think the Patriots need to, you would think at some point the Patriots would learn, hey, we don't need to support one side or the other. However, I can see both sides of the fence because if the Patriots happen to remain neutral, Stefon Diggs is a free agent at the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So after March, or is it March or June? I'm not for sure when it is. I have to look that up. But when the league year starts in March and Stefon Diggs is not technically on the Patriots roster, if you're not supporting him, another team will scream like, hey, we support you. Here, take half this money. Come be our number 1 receiver. The Patriots, by supporting them, are probably playing the long game because they need a number one receiver. Matt Collins isn't it. I don't think they're going to get a number one receiver in the draft. I don't think anybody wants to come to New England that's a number one receiver. You have a lot of cap space. But I think they're playing the long game. That's probably why they're supporting him. But yes, I do think they should remain neutral. Right? Let it play out. But you know what? It is what it is. Average American Boy says, because the time doesn't add up between the attack and reports. The more I think about it, the more I think you're right. The more I think about it, the more I think you're right. If the because so think about this Deshaun Watson case, right? Think about the Deshaun Watson case. How many years did it take for those alleged victims to come out and say Deshaun Watson did this to me? Years. I've never been sexually assaulted. I don't know anybody that has been sexually assaulted personally. I don't know what the mindset is. Now, obviously, choking somebody or allegedly choking somebody and sexually assaulting are two totally different things. But this is what my common sense brain is telling me. There was probably an altercation about money. She said, hey, where is my money? You owe me, or I want a pay raise. Hey, I'm hiding all of your secrets. This is going to cost $20,000 more a year. Something like that probably happened. Stefon Diggs said, you know who I am? You know who I am? And said, fuck you, bitch, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And I'm assuming some voices were raised. Now, I'm not saying Stefon Diggs is a person to put hands on somebody, but his past shows that he would do that, if that makes sense. So with that being said, I'm not going to say he put hands on her. Voices were raised, an altercation was had, and then all of a sudden, this girl potentially is playing victim. Oh, he did this, this, and this to me. Because of the checkered past, I believe it was John that said extortion is probably what happened, and then we are down this road. Blackmail per se. Right? Hey, you're not paying me, so I'm going to say you did this. Now, choking, John, you are correct. His demeanor doesn't say that. Choking may have been a little too far. You know what would have been better for your timeline, better for your story? Sexual assault. That would have been a better timeline. That would have been a better story. That would have been a lot better stuff instead of choking, allegedly choking. 2 weeks pass, marks are gone, bruises are gone. He said, she said. Hopefully, there's cameras in wherever this altercation happened. Let's just say, for argument's sakes, it happened in the kitchen. Chef, come down, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Maybe Stefon Diggs has cameras in there, and it's all going to come out. And that's why he is so adamant. Average American Boy says, if I got attacked, I would take my ass down to the police station and report as soon as I escaped. Excuse my language. I would have as well. If I truly felt threatened, if he truly attacked me, especially a professional athlete, you know they got some $1 bills, y'all. You know they got them Benjamins, baby. You take it down to the police station, pictures of your marks. There's easy mill. Easy mill. American Boy says, I feel like he could have handled it like an adult. And you know what? He could have. Definitely very well could have. Maybe I am reading too much into this. Maybe we're all reading into this, but maybe we're thinking, you know what? Stefon Diggs, you kind of have a bad reputation. Maybe, just maybe, it did happen. And John, people said they had to start a paper trail. So you wait 2 weeks to start a paper trail? Is that what you do? You start 2 weeks to start a paper trail? Come on now, slow down, baby. If you want a true paper trail, John, I don't know your checkered past. or past in general as well. But I'm saying if something happens, you go do it right then and there. Marks are fresh. Hell, you even put your fingers around it and kind of rub it in a little bit, right? Ugh. Make it extra red. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Speaking of court, Brian Flores. The man, the myth, the legend. The one of the best defensive coordinators we have seen in a very, very long time. But man, our nation, this is one of those stories where football and something far bigger collide head on. Because a U.S. district court just ruled that Brian Flores' discrimination case against the NFL can proceed to open court. Not arbitration, not behind closed doors, open court. Guys, let's rewind and tell you guys what happened. Brian Flores is currently the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Originally filed a lawsuit back in January of 2022 after being fired as a head coach for the Miami Dolphins. His accusations? That the league's hiring practices were, in his words, rifled with racism. Flores named 3 teams: the Denver Broncos, the New York Giants, and the Houston Texans. Last year, portions of the lawsuit were shifted towards arbitration. Flores' legal team, alongside fellow coach Steve Wilks and Ray Horton, pushed back hard. Why? Because of a later ruling that identified what they called an instrumental flaws in the NFL's arbitration system. Now, fast forward to Friday, today. U.S. District Court and Southern District Court of New York ruled that all claims can now be handled at trial. Translation: this case gets sunlight, evidence, testimony, transparency. Flores' attorneys argued that arbitration where the league's leadership influence outcomes would strip employees of their legal rights. The courts agreed enough to move this forward publicly. Now, let's talk impact. Because this is just not a legal housekeeping. This is legal optics, power dynamics, and an institutional credibility. Open court means discovery becomes visible, internal communications will surface, witness testify under oath, media scrutiny intensifies. The NFL, a $1 billion empire built on image and authority, now faces a courtroom instead of a conference room. That's a different battlefield entirely. And yes, there's a football layer here. Brian Flores is actively coaching, actively game planning, actively leading a defense, and while carrying the gravity of a landmark legal battle. This raises 3 questions in my eyes. Does this affect how the teams view future hirings? Does Brian Flores become a symbol beyond of X's and O's? And does the league quietly rethink arbitration structures? Because make no mistake, this case isn't about one coach anymore. It's about a president. Steve Wilks' claims involves the Arizona Cardinals. Horton's claims the target of the Tennessee Titans. Multiple coaches, multiple franchises, multiple allegations, and now a public courtroom stage. But let's stay grounded here, man hour. This ruling does not dictate guilt. It dictates venue, but venue shapes narrative, and the narrative shapes pressure. The NFL thrives on controlling the message. Open court removes that comfort blanket. And whatever side you land on, you cannot deny the magnitude of the situation. So, Man Hour Nation, here's the question for you guys down in the comments down below. Does moving the case to open court represent accountability for the NFL or simply the next chapter of a long legal fight that, to be honest, we all forgot about? Guys, drop in the chat and let's talk about it. Subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we are live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. East Coast time around youtube.com/manhour. John says, you guys think he gets moved or signs somewhere else? Meaning Stefon Diggs? I think Stefon Diggs signs a franchise tag in New England. Average American Boy says, how to become a Pick Sim Pundit? If you are on YouTube, which I believe you are, you click on the membership tab down below. You have to hit the subscribe button and it becomes a member tab, and then bada bing, bada boom, you get to pick your levels of thing there. But I would recommend going to facebook.com/manhour NFL talk and become a Picks and Pundit over there because you get into our little chat group. It's just a lot of fun talking that shit. John says, based on how this case is presented, determines that character assassination and play, I'm calling politics. And then John also says the NFL doesn't have the best reputation. See John Gruden. And this is my whole misunderstanding of this situation. Because Brian Flores was fired back in 2022. Then that's when the court case came out in 2022. It first initially is that he was suing the Miami Dolphins because they fired him because he failed to tank, right? Like he refused to tank. He's like, no, screw you guys, whatever. And then all these other things came out, right? Now, let's say I have an employee for the Man Hour, which Man Hour is just me, right? Everything you see is all Michael Buckheiser, 100% through and through. Now, Shay has helped, and my man Carson has helped as well in the past, but currently it's just me. Let's say, John, let's say you are working for Man Hour. You are actively sitting across the desk from me talking shit all day long, right? And then all of a sudden you say, oh man, you fired me because I'm white. Let's just say that, right? But then 6 months later, you come back on the set, but you're still actively suing me. Now, I understand he's not suing the Minnesota Vikings. I understand he is suing the NFL, and names have been brought up: the Broncos, the Titans, and the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans. However, let's say Man Hour signs a deal with Fox Sports Net. You are suing Fox Sports Net while working for me. How can you work under the umbrella of a company that you're actively suing? That doesn't make sense to me. And now, I did not explain it the way I wanted it to, but let's back up a little bit. John, you and me are working together in the same office. We are under the umbrella, let's say Fox Sports, just throwing a name out there, right? You said Fox Sports does not put Man Hour on at 9:00 in the morning because we're white. Sue them. Defamation. Do you legitimately think that Fox is going to still have us on the air because you're actively suing them? So I don't understand how Brian Flores can be coaching in the NFL while actively suing the NFL. That doesn't make sense to me. Somebody smarter than me explain that to me. Understand that I have not been in trouble in my life. I've gone a pretty straight and narrow. There's been a couple bends, whatever, young, dumb, and full of cum, right? But I feel that if I'm suing somebody, I don't want to be actively working for that company. Or I don't think that company actively wants me working for it. It doesn't make sense. Because let's say he wins the court case. Let's say it is proven that he didn't get hired at Denver because he's black. He didn't get hired in Tennessee because he's black. He didn't get hired in Houston because he's black. Which is weird because Tennessee Titans have a Robert Saleh is Puerto Rican, right? Houston Texans have DeMeco Ryans was a black coach. Like, it doesn't make sense. And the Miami Dolphins now have a apparently we know that Mike McDaniel is like half black now, right, or something like that, or Puerto Rican. I don't know, but how can you be actively working for a company that you're suing? It doesn't make sense to me. Average American Boy says, I feel like he's mad because he got fired. That's just my opinion. And honestly, that's what we all thought when it first came out. Because when the lawsuit first happened back in 2022, I vaguely remember this. He said, and I quote, the Dolphins fired me because I refused to tank. Now, he did still finish with 3 wins that particular season. They wanted the #1 overall draft pick. They wanted this, and this. And Brian Flores was refusing to play ball. He got fired. Lawsuit happens. They fired me because I'm black. Then they hired a black coach anyways. But half black. I'm sorry. But I don't understand that. Nonetheless, is racism. The whole lawsuit's racism, yes. Saying that Steve Wilkes, Brian Flores, and Roy Harris didn't get hired because they're black. Yes, that is basically what it comes down to in the end. But at the end of the day, Houston Texans got a black coach in D'Amico Ryans. Tennessee Titans now have a a minority coach in Robert Saleh. I think he's Puerto Rican. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then at the time, the Miami Dolphins had a half black coach in Mike McDaniels. So I'm just what do you want me to say? What? Average American Boy says, I haven't followed this story much, so I might need a refresh. Me as well. Honestly, I forgot all about it. Because he didn't coach in 2020-23. And then in 2024, he was the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. So I thought everything was gone. Because I was under the impression that you couldn't coach or work for a company that you're actively suing. But hey, what do I know? What do we know? We are just average American people. We didn't go to law school for 7 years. We didn't pass the bar, and we don't act like we know what we're talking about on social media, on the courtrooms. I'm just being honest. I don't understand. Do I need to do more research on it? Absolutely. Do I need to understand it more? Absolutely. Said, yo, that's my handle. It is. It is. But Joey Porter Sr. versus Big Ben Roethlisberger. Man, our nation, buckle up for this one because the terrible towels, they're spinning. Not from a playoff run, but from words, sharp ones. Joey Porter Sr. stepped onto podcasts during Super Bowl week and unloaded a verbal blitz on Big Ben Roethlisberger. Not critiquing his throws, not debating stats, not talking X's O's, none of that. Talking about character, teammate quality, brotherhood. When a former captain says he wasn't a good teammate or a person, that's not a hot take seasoning. That's locker room dynamite. That is post-playing career landmines. Let's just lay it out clear. Joey Porter Sr., former Steelers linebacker, Super Bowl champion, defensive tone setter, said this: Roethlisberger wasn't a good teammate. Roethlisberger wasn't a good person. Roethlisberger broke the brotherhood. Claims Ben was given the captain, not voted in. Says Ben refused to sign memorabilia for teammates' families. And he didn't whisper it. He said it on Cameron Haywood's show from Radio Row during Super Bowl week. But the real question is, why now? Why are we just hearing this now? Back not in 2006, not in 2009, not 2012, not 2027. Why not why didn't we hear this when Big Ben and the Steelers were winning Super Bowl? Leading playoff runs, collecting accolades, being crowned franchise royalty. Because he was all foul for 4 foul. It didn't start at retirement. It started now. So let's keep it honest. Winning in the NFL is the greatest deodorant. It makes tension. It masks tension. It smooths friction. It buries resentment under confetti. When you're hosting Lombardies, nobody wants to be the guy yelling, actually, this dude's a terrible person in the locker room. Nobody voted him to be a captain. It was given to him by Mike Tomlin. Because then you become the problem. So what happens? Silence until careers cool off. Podcast launch. Attention fades on you. And then suddenly the truth arrives fashionably late. Now, I'm not saying Joey Porter is lying. I'm not saying he is wrong. I wasn't in the locker room. You weren't in the locker room. Many of us were not in that locker room ever. But timing matters. Because there's a difference between speaking the truth to protect the culture and speaking the truth when the microphone needs content. And fans are left wondering, were we watching a dynasty with cracks? Or is this a vigilant bitterness? Because the most fascinating detail, Ben refusing to sign for teammates' families. That's not strategy drama. That's human drama. If true, yeah, that rubs off wrong. Veterans noticed that stuff. Captains definitely noticed that stuff. But then again, why did we stay behind this but closed door for nearly 2 decades? Porter says Big Ben didn't earn the C on his chest. It was handed out. That nobody would have voted for him, which raises a brutal thought. Was Big Ben respected for performance, but not personally? Because those are not always the same thing. Legacies are weird creatures. When players retire, narratives don't freeze. They mutinate. New stories surface, old grudges thawed, untold tensions crawl into daylight, and suddenly heroes become complicated, villains become psychopaths, and truth becomes blurry. Guys, I think there are 3 possibilities on this whole situation. Joey Porter is airing long buried truths. Very real possibility. Or Joey Porter is mixing the truth with the emotion. Very, very real possibility. Or Joey Porter is reacting to modern podcast era where everybody has a mic. That's the real thing. Me personally, I think Joey Porter's spotlight was fading. It was shining on his son now, and he needed something to put the spotlight on him 100%. So why not talk about Big Ben? Arguably one of the biggest platforms, the biggest people in Pittsburgh. When you say Big Ben, people do not think of the clock or overseas. They think of Ben Roethlisberger. But Man Our Nation, let me ask you this. When stories like this surface years later, are they overdue honesty or late career noise? Guys, subscribe, hit that like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. East Coast time right at youtube.com/manhour. James Frank says, how is he wrong? I don't know. Are you referring to how was Joey Porter wrong? Or how was Big Ben wrong? Because honestly, when I was playing at a very high level, I did not like teammates asking for my autograph. I did not like it. I mean, granted, I was not on that platform, like, oh, don't be selling this for $100,000. It might be worth $10. But to me personally, when a player asks another player for an autograph, that means that, man, you are so much better than me. Man, I wish I was like you someday. And as a professional athlete, I think we're all on the same level. And I'm going to be on Big Ben's shoes here for a little bit. I was a 5, 6, 7-year vet in the league. Somebody walks in and says, man, I look up to you, man. I'm so happy, whatever. I'm happy. I'm like, dude, stop. You made it here. You got here. You worked your ass off to get here. We're on the same level, brother. We're fighting for the same position. Now, I'm just not going to give it to you. You got to earn it. But no, like, we're the same people. So that's what I think probably happened. Now, when it's the last year of your career and you know it, and the new guys or veterans that you've been playing with for 10, 15 years all of a sudden say, hey, man, can you sign this for me? Sure, whatever, right? But not like after the Super Bowl, 10 years. I'm just crazy. James Frank's a Pigskin pundit.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
James says, I mean for him not to say it when they were teammates. Says a lot about Joey Porter Sr.'s character. Okay. I get you. I see what you're saying, James Frank. Why poke the bear when success is happening? I concur with that, James Frank. But what I don't confer is it's 2026. They last played together 2017, 2018. 10 years later, you're pulling out like an old wound? Like, why? Oh, because you're starting a podcast? Oh, because your son's spotlight's getting a little brighter than yours? That's what I think's happening. Now, we've all heard the fishing stories, right? When a man goes fishing and he catches a fish, yay big, right? Call this 4 inches, right? Years down the road, that 4-inch fish became 18-inch fish. 10, 15 years down the road, that 18-inch fish became a 2-foot fish, 40-pound. I stuck my hand in the hole. The catfish sucked it up. It was like, ugh! I'll start with the 4-inch fish. Could that possibly be the thing? Could Big Ben possibly say, you know what, Joey, I'm not going to sign this for you. I've already signed 15, 16, 17, 18 things for you. I'm going to say no this time around. That could have very well been the thing. And then Joey Porter, just that one time he said no. It's like, oh, man, F Big Ben. He didn't do this, that. Oh. Could they both be in the wrong? Absolutely. Are they both probably in the wrong? Absolutely. Now, we all know Big Ben's off-the-field issues. Now, I'm not saying he is wrong. He was in a bar. He would assume the girl is of age, not 16 or 17, how old she was. But we have never heard anything about Big Ben's character until now. Why? Now, obviously, Ben's voice is getting more predominant. You know, not supporting Mike T, get him out of there. This organization needs this, and this needs better. But it is what it is. Average American Boy says, totally off the topic, but are you still going Monday through Friday covering the draft and off season? Now, I am not much of a draft guru, but yes, we will be talking about draft. We will be talking about off season stuff. We will be going Monday through Friday. But Average American Boy, I believe it is mid-April. So mid-April is when baseball season starts for my boys. And we have games nearly every day of the week from between like 6:30 and 8:30. Starting in middle April, going until August, 9 p.m. start time. Quote, our summer hours, right? So Average American Boy, John, James, the rest of the picks and putters out there, Man Hour Nation, starting mid-April, probably after tax day, I think it's April 15th, that week, my birthday week, we'll be going to 9 p.m. East Coast time until August. Actually, it'd probably be about September, 9 p.m. Once the NFL season starts, we'll go back to the 7 p.m. time because I like doing it before Monday Night Football, before Thursday football, not trying to do it during the game. It's just not fun, right? It's not fun trying to watch a game, especially when your team's playing. Granted, the Chiefs probably won't have any Thursday night games or Monday night games. Let's just be honest, they had a down year. But when your team's on there, you're like, man, I gotta talk about this while trying to watch the game. It is not fun. So April until September, 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com. Starting back in September, 2026 NFL season will go back till 7 p.m. with the Sunday pregame show starting at 10 a.m. East Coast time, potentially 10:30, whatever. We got myself as of right now. Hoffy is confirmed. My man Wyatt Williams, D. Wyatt Williams is confirmed, and Shay is confirmed to do the morning show with us. We'll have fantasy. We'll have ins and outs as far as injuries, and we'll break down those 8 teams that we've said, right? Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions, New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns for my man James, Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders, Dallas Cowboys are the 8 teams that we are going to be breaking down each and every week. And we might be adding the Seattle Seahawks in there because we need a West Coast team, right? But we'll see. 8 is a lot to break down each and every week, those games, but we'll see. He says, happy early birthday. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Birthday. So if you Pigs and Pundits know that birthday month for me is terrible, right? My grandfather died on my birthday. My wife's dad was killed on the day before my birthday. So it's just kind of a very depressing time, but it is what it is. Thank you for that. James Frank says, no, the Chiefs still going to have prime times game for this coming season. I don't know, babe. I don't know. I mean, I guess the Broncos Chiefs on Monday Night Football would be nice. Whoop that ass, baby. Fuck Mark and fuck those ponies, right? Chiefs losing the AFC Championship game to the Cleveland Browns this season. Oh, man, no. James, wouldn't that be something, though? The Cleveland Browns have not won a playoff game since, 2012, when they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers with Baker Mayfield. Actually, wasn't that long ago, 2016, right? Fuck, no, it was, Buck, 2020, right? 2020, Baker Mayfield beat the Pittsburgh Steelers and Pittsburgh to get the Browns' first playoff win in like 35 years. And then they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs the next week. Is that right? Repeat happened? I don't know. Sorry for our loss. So my grandfather died of cancer. He had lung cancer. So those of you that don't know, old heads, 60-year-old people, 70, actually he would have been damn near 80 or 90 now, right? He started smoking when he was like 8 years old. He smoked Camels, no filters, right? He worked at GM and he worked at Ford since the day he turned 18 till 60, and just that is what they do. Is they smoke and they build cars. It just lung cancer got him. My wife's dad, when she was 18, he got hit by a drunk driver. So don't drink and drive, don't smoke. But yeah, that is what happened in 2020. Say yes, the no call with the helmet to helmet. I love seeing resentments. Sorry for the losses. Hey, shit happens, man. It is just life, brother. It's just life. It is what it is. But guys, thank you guys for tuning in today. Live, raw, uncut NFL talk. We'll be back. Let me check. Is it Monday? Make sure the boys do not have basketball practice on Monday. Let me check. Yeah, we'll be back Monday, guys, 7 p.m. East Coast time, right here at manhour.com, youtube.com/manhour. Till then, guys, we out.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man, our NFL talk. I know that you ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL Talk. Let's go.